All right, let's move to the National Football League. We move into week number 8 and a very bye week heavy this week. We have the Lions, Raiders, Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, and Jaguars all on a bye. So a smaller game schedule.
Brutal.
Obviously gets going on Thursday night. The Superchargers, the dark blue uniforms getting busted out this week. So certainly
got to be better than that yellow.
That was a lot. I think those uniforms would look a lot better with like the white pants or the blue pants.
Something.
All yellow was aggressive.
Was it with white helmets?
Yeah.
Which is also light, like maybe have like a dark blue helmet with a dark blue
I think if they
pant.
did, instead of doing the powder blue accents with it, if they did the dark blue helmet, yellow jerseys, yellow pants, and like blue socks, the dark blue socks, like that I think would bring it home a little bit more. And maybe dark blue numbers. Like look at Michigan did an all maize against Florida a few years back when they played at
was it amazing?
It was amazing. I like what you did there. Yeah, it's good. That's good.
EJ, you with us?
Yeah, man.
Look like you were fading off there.
I'm reading something on my phone. Sorry.
His eyes were down. He's just...
We are. I thought maybe the exhaust was coming in the van.
Yeah. It's a little.
Turn the van off.
It's a little. Trying to work on things here. Trying to get the computer working.
Turn the ignition off, EJ.
Are you?
I just realized Mike left too. Also.
Yeah, Mike walked out. Mike did the big mic drop, and EJ didn't even realize it. All right, we are starting this Sunday, 1:00 on Fox. It is the 4-2 Buffalo Bills. They are a 7.5 point road favorite at the 4-3 Panthers. Your over/under is 45.5. Sean.
All right. Normally, in a situation where you're playing against a team that I predicted would lose to the Jets the week before, on a week that their starting quarterback has injured himself, I would easily run with that 7.5 points and be like, take to the house. Unfortunately for Buffalo, they still have to play with the Bills defense. And now they get to go against the Red Rifle, which is probably for 1 or 2 games an upgrade from what we've seen in the last 2 weeks. The Red Rifle will find Ted McMillan. The Red Rifle will find an open tight end. The Red Rifle will help the running game. And even if the Buffalo Bills find a way to scrap this out with the help of Josh Allen, I don't think it's going to be over a touchdown. I think it's going to be a much closer game than people say. Give me the Red Rifle and the Panthers to at least cover. And I'm going to say at 45.5, we're going to take the over. Red Rifle scores points.
Ooh.
All right, EJ.
Listen, Sean, I like the logic there. I really do, man. But here's the thing: the Bills off a bye week, number one.
Isn't it impressive when someone uses it? I know. It's
Number two, I think they're hearing the noise from people like me and people in the media who like saying the Buffalo Bills they're a good team, but underwhelming. Are they really a team we trust in the end? Who have they beaten this year? So, having said that, I think this week for 1 week, for 1 week, I think they will this week bounce back and play with some urgency, and I think they'll beat a Carolina team that's a cute story, 4-3 in October. No one saw that coming though, but no Bryce Young. I know they have the Red Rifle. He's solid quarterback. He'll give you a game or two a year but I don't think it's this week. I just think Buffalo will come back, fresh legs. They'll come in like gangbusters. They'll win the blowout. Give me Buffalo to win and the under.
All right, Devin has Bills in the over. Until the Bills and their defense can prove to me that they, that they have some form of a pulse. I'm going to err on the side of, they're going to make games closer than they are. And that's also been the Bills' identity for how many seasons I've talked about on this show. So
close games.
All of those reasons why I'm taking the Panthers to cover. I think the Bills do ultimately win the game. They're a better team. Like let's be fair. Nobody's saying that the Panthers are a better team, but the Bills are playing with fire a lot. So I think Carolina covers. I think it will stay under because I think the Bills and probably the Panthers too are going to try and do a lot of work on the ground to control as much clock and control the game as much as they can. So I will take the under in that one.
At the end of the week, everybody, if at the end of the week, because the media would sound shocked, is talking about how did the Buffalo Bills lose to I would be sitting here going, not surprised. because I don't see it. And maybe this is the week I do. Maybe EJ's right, but I don't.
And meanwhile, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves because we have the power rankings somewhere here too. Also, I think Buffalo now went from the team that was the favorite in the AFC now to probably not even maybe the third best team or even fourth best team in the AFC right now.
But even when you're talking receiving core versus receiving core, and like Cook versus the Hubbard and Dowdle two-headed monster, and you line up the tight ends and you line up the D. I don't know that they're a touchdown better than the Carolina Panthers.
Probably not.
Defense they should be, but I haven't seen it. So, yeah, I'm just sticking with the red rifle here.
Oh, yeah, all things equal, I see your point. I think this is a Josh Allen. Okay, we got to get right now.
It's going to have to be him on the team on his shoulders like they have for years. So that's the only way it works.
Totally agree.
All right, moving on. We go. We stay at 1 o'clock on Sunday. We move over to CBS. It is the 4-2 Chicago Bears. They travel to the 1-5 Baltimore Ravens, who are a 6.5-point home favorite. Your over/under in this one is 50.5. Sean.
Well, I'm going to go on the assumption that Lamar Jackson will play.
I think
we're early. I heard
they haven't announced yet, though, but he's going to be playing.
Right. It's an early in the week podcast. We know that. It's unfortunate, but it's also a chance to talk about football on a Tuesday. So, assuming that Lamar Jackson plays and that Derrick Henry had a week to think about the fumbles and get past them, and Zay Flowers gets to get his legs right and get the wheels moving, and everything else kind of settles in. Run a lot of defensive reps. I still look at the Ravens, and they're not a 1-5 team. They may be 1-5, but when healthy, they are better than 1-5. There's a reason that they are a near touchdown favorite at home against a team that's 4-2, because that team's not a 4-2 team either. I think Caleb Williams looks shoddy at best. I mean, when he's on, he looks great. But he's only on about 60% of the time, in my opinion. And I think there's a lot of mistakes there. I think there's growing pains with the new coach. I think there's, I think DeAndre Swift in the running game struggles at times. And to be honest, I think when you get a running threat like Lamar Jackson and the pounding of Derrick Henry, I think that defense is gonna spin in circles a little bit. I think the Ravens get out to an early lead, and I don't think they look back. I take the Ravens to cover the 6.5, make a statement here, especially after that Steelers loss last week, that we are here to play. And I also guarantee that they make a run and win the North. I'm just going to lock that in now, just under the radar. And I'm going to take the over at 50.5.
Very good, EJ.
Look at the records. 1-5 against 4-2. In what world would a 1-5 team be a touchdown favorite in a game? That tells you Lamar Jackson's playing this game. That tells you right off the rip.
Yeah, Vegas
expects him to play this game. And off of bye week on top of 2 also. We discussed on the
podcast. Or Vegas
2
knows he's not, and they want the Ravens money in now.
Hey, you never know. No, I don't trust those fuckers. Come on now.
Saturday, they're like, actually, Bears by 3.
Right. Again, off of bye. We discussed on the podcast 2 weeks ago about the Ravens, why they're still in it. We went through the schedule. Now it begins now. Steelers already lost the first, lost last week. Obviously the Bengals have their issues. The Browns are up to the Browns. These next 6 weeks are going to define the Ravens going forward, because they, in my opinion, they should go no less than 5-1 going forward. And I also think, I don't know, I haven't seen the report yet, but I'm going to assume too that some of the defensive players have been out a couple weeks are back in the fold. We'll see, because they need all hands in. But
I think they had at least two big names that were out for much longer. But yeah, right, some of those lesser injuries, should be back.
Right. So having said that, no, I'm going to trust the Ravens for 1 week off a bye. Lamar's back. The Bears are a good story. Who do you trust? But we know they're not a playoff team. They're still about a year away from being a serious playoff team. Getting Baltimore here to win in a blowout. They're back. Give me the over.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Devin has the Ravens and the under in the comments. Look, what a lot of the things I said about the Buffalo Bills, I can almost just repeat here for the Baltimore Ravens. Defense bad. Until they can prove that they're not, I'm going to believe that they are. Tend to kind of beat themselves in situation in multiple games this year. Ravens had it game well in hand, well into the second half, and they found ways to lose. Buffalo always finds ways to make things close. Baltimore this year finding ways to lose, which is kind of uncharacteristic of the Baltimore Ravens. So I think they get in the win column this week. I don't think they cover that touchdown. I think this is going to be a scrappy game. I think the Bears are going to take the fact that they are, 3 wins better than this team, but they're kind of being disrespected by that betting line because they're aware of it. So I think the Bears cover the 6.5. I do think it gets over because, again, one team has a bad defense. One team has a defense that's inconsistent. So I think offense is going to be the name of the game. Take the over in this one. Ravens win, but the Bears do cover. Then we go Sunday, 4:25 Eastern time on CBS. It is the 3-1 Dallas Cowboys. They traveled to Denver to take on the 5-2 and wearing their throwback uniforms. Denver Broncos, who, again, 3-point home favorite, and your over-under is 49.5. Sean?
Well, that 3 home favorite just tells you that Vegas doesn't know what to do with the Dallas Cowboys right now. I think the balance of I've never seen a team that could. I think there's a legitimate possibility that you have a team that's number 1 in offense and number 32 in defense. I think it's very possible, and I don't know how many times that's happened in the history of football.
Probably not many.
But I think there's a very good chance that may actually happen. Having said that, I think the trouble is I think the Broncos match up better against that terrible defense than the offense does against the Broncos defense. Now, I'm more on this later, but I don't really buy the Broncos right now either. This is a team that only plays in the fourth quarter, but they play very well in the fourth quarter. I'm going to take the assumption that they learn how to play in the other 3 quarters, at least a little bit, at least on offense against that defense. I'm going to take the Broncos here, and I'm going to gauge
the Denver Broncos.
I know I'm not super happy about it either, except that it's against Dallas. But I say give me the over at 49.5. I think between the Broncos against that defense and the Cowboys offense in general, I think 49.5 feels low.
All right, very good, EJ.
I don't get this Broncos team, bro. I really don't.
They make no sense, EJ.
For real. I came into the year saying that this team is a little overvalued. Okay. Then 5 weeks in, I'm like, you know what? I'm buying in now. I'm buying in. And not 2 weeks later, I'm going back to where my original stance was before the year started. They chill off to the Jets, chill off to the fucking Giants, crying out loud. We won't talk about that. So this Denver team is just weird. Their defense is what carries them, honestly. And Bo Nix, other than that fourth quarter against the Giants, he's been pretty mid this year.
He had a good fourth against the Eagles too. Had a pretty good fourth there, but otherwise,
but other than that, he's been pretty mid. So, I don't know what to expect here. Dallas is weird, but again, I don't know if the stats currently say this, but it's damn close to where it is the number 1 offense and the worst defense in football. I already said, Dak Prescott right now, if their record wasn't 3-1, would be not only in the conversation MVP, he'd be the front runner for MVP. He is literally carrying this team because he is now required to score 30 plus a game just to be in games. All right.
Feels but let's be honest. If Joe Burrow did the same thing, Joe Burrow would probably be the front runner. It's just kind of one of those weird things.
Same situation, right? Like last year, yeah. So I don't want to. As a bettor, stay away. Don't bet this game. Stay away because I can see any of these scenarios playing out. These teams winning. I'm going to take Dallas because I wanted my bet. I have my buddy make some money. So I'm taking Dallas, and I'm going to take the over, a slight over.
For the record, at least in terms of points, I don't know how the actual calculation of total defense or whatever, but in terms of just points, the Dallas Cowboys are second in the league in points scored, 222.
Usually they do it by yards.
Only behind the Colts at 232. The Cowboys, the second most points given up at 206. Only behind the Bengals at 214.
Which, by the way, Jim, the Colts offense right now through 7 weeks is the most efficient offense we've seen in, I think, generations.
Yeah, it's
very good.
It's So, so number 2 behind that, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, I don't know what it is in yards, but in points, that's just insane. To be 2 in points and second to last
in yards allowed. Dallas is the worst. They give up an average of 401.6 yards per game,
thus making Dak Prescott's campaign even more of a thing.
Yeah, it's insane. It is absolutely
400
insane.
yards a game.
Compare that to Cleveland, who's the number one in yards per game. They gave up 256. So Dallas gives up 1.5 times more than Cleveland.
Jim, you give the Browns the Cowboys offense, the Browns go unbeaten.
Oh yeah, I would. I mean, I would like to give the Cowboys the Browns defense, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Part of me almost like I kind of just lean towards Denver just primarily because I just feel like maybe they're just trying to do a complete assault of the NFC East.
I mean, here's the deal,
like
dude.
Just beat all four.
The Raiders are like middle of the pack. They give up 326 yards per. I would take that defense right now.
Did you see that stat at one point that they put up for Geno Smith? It was like a minute to play in the third quarter. He completed a pass, and they're like, the Raiders' first completion since this mark in the first quarter.
Although,
like, that's almost 2 full quarters.
I don't know. A lot of rumors today, Trey Wingo and others reporting that the Cowboys are trying to work a trade with the Raiders for Max Crosby. Because remember, Cowboys have a lot of trade capital, draft capital. They have 4 first-round picks over the next 2 years. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, like, they actually have the ability to make a move like that. And the fact that it's even a discussion is wild because usually these aren't the type of moves the Dallas Cowboys make.
Yeah, hard part on that is I'm pretty sure he's one of the main reasons Pete Carroll's there. So
possibly, but that experiment has started poorly.
You don't say.
So far in Las Vegas. So maybe Pete will be.
I mean, there's going to be Kenny Pickett chance in another week if it keeps going.
Sure are. Mm-hmm. All right, but for me, I don't really know what sense to make of this game. I really don't. Because Denver, they don't feel like a 5-2 team. They really don't. I've seen some Broncos fans that say like this team feels almost like an 0-6 team because they haven't been good, but they just find ways to sneak a backdoor win at the end of the day. The Cowboys, when they've won, they look good. When they've tied the Packers, they've looked better than expected. But they also have a couple of bad losses. So, it took Washington having exactly 0 wide receivers for the Cowboys defense to really look good. But maybe that's the confidence they need. I don't know. I'm going to take the Homer pick just because I think they need this one. If they're gonna make any sort of a possible run to try and catch a 7 seed, I think these are the type of games that you need to win. Because coming out of the bye week later, you have games against Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, Philly. Like the games get a lot harder when the calendar goes to November. So these are the type of games you have to find a way to win. And I think it's going to be a test of Brian Schottenheimer and company. But I think Cowboys get the win. And I think I'm going to take that over just because if the Cowboys are going to win football games, they're going to have to do it with offense. So
if it goes under, the Cowboys aren't winning.
Yeah, if a game goes under with the Cowboys, they are screwed. So Cowboys and the over. And then last one, Sunday night football. Interesting opponents would be even better if it was in Green Bay. But we have the 4-1-1, the 4-1-1 Packers. They are a 3.5-point road favorite at 4-2 Pittsburgh. Your over under is 44.5. Sean,
screw this game. I have no vested interest in this game whatsoever, with the exception of like an Aaron Rodgers revenge game. But the Aaron Rodgers revenge victory means that the Steelers win, which I don't want. And if he doesn't get his revenge, it means that Jordan Love wins, and I don't want that.
Nobody wants that.
I don't want it. Maybe Green Bay ties for the second time.
Oh my God, it'd be amazing.
I think if
are you scared? Are you really that scared? Are you scared, Eagle fan? Really?
No. I mean, in fact, in my opinion, I guess for the best interest of the Eagles, it's better if Green Bay does win sloppy games because I don't think they're as good as everyone thinks they are. And I think if the Eagles' weakness is the secondary, I think that a team full of wide receiver twos is a lot easier to guard than a team that has actual like number one weapons out there on the edges. So, I don't think we match up poorly against Green Bay at all. Having said that, with a minute into my clock, thanks for throwing that nugget at me, EJ. It's fine. It just sucks for me to say it because I guess I hedge my bets because I got the Steelers going under 500 for the season. Give me the Steelers to win this game. Aaron Rodgers in a revenge game is going to be a man possessed. He's going to try to out Flacco and just hammer it at him. The only thing that might hurt that is, like you said, it's not in Green Bay. I think Aaron Rodgers would have put on a better show if he got to do it in front of the old home faithful.
Oh, yeah.
But give me the folks at Pittsburgh to beat nuts. That's a late game. They're going to be good and hammered and loud. So, I'll take the Steelers to win that. 44.5 makes you want to say over. So I'm going to say Vegas knows something. It's going to be weather or something. I'm going to take the under on that.
All right, very good. EJ?
This game comes down to which team do you trust the most? Because right now,
isn't that what picking most games is, EJ?
If you would ask me after week 2, Green Bay was the clear number 2 team in the NFC. And despite their record, I don't trust them. I'm sorry. I've seen things like last
That's because they're trash, EJ.
They're trash. They're playoff
trash.
Teams, but just can't trust them. Like, I don't know, man. Steelers too, same thing. Okay, we got the 4-1 off a bye. They should run away to the division.
Also trash.
And then they do what they did last week. So again, these two teams kind of mirror each other in some ways. Again, I didn't even consider.
Someone put Christmas lights on a garbage can. That's what we're looking at.
I didn't even consider the Aaron Rodgers angle of it because I've forgotten now he was a Pack Wrecker years ago. But seriously, I think the
it's
revenge
what he's
game
known
is here.
for.
Well, no, I'm saying right, but I wasn't thinking about that when I was analyzing the game originally. And this
guy
Steelers.
sucks.
Fuck you, man.
Oh my God,
having
Buccaneers Patriots. I forgot Brady was a Patriot.
Was he really?
It's been longer than 2 weeks.
No, I just didn't even think about it at the time when I was watching
hell,
doing that. Having said that though, man, I just think Aaron Rodgers do a huge game here, revenge game. Steelers defense is shit, but Green Bay is so up and down. I'll go Steelers because they're at home. Another game that I'll say don't bet. If you're going to bet this game, bet the over though. I feel good about the over action this game.
Yeah,
I just hope Ryan Miller's still here. He came for the bad takes, and it wasn't a take. That was awful.
I don't disappoint, buddy. You know this.
I'll make sure that he gets it. Here's the thing that sucks for me is I hate the Steelers. I've heard one for the thumb for far too fucking long because I live around too many Steeler people. But like, I hate the Packers, and I have to hate them more because I have to hope that the Micah Parsons trade does not work out for them. Which would even be wild though if you trade Micah Parsons away and you end up getting Max Crosby from Vegas, but that's a pipe dream at this point. But the Packers are just, and spoiler alert, like for later, they're going to be higher on my rankings than they should be, but it's because of what's happening around them, not because of who they are. But I think this is the week where they start to get checked down to reality. The problem is that it makes Steelers come back in, and I don't think they're very good either.
Right, this game
there's two teams that people think are a lot better than they are,
and one of them's going to look like you.
Nobody's good, dude. That's the thing. The best team, the teams with the best records are the Colts are pretty good, but
the Colts are really fucking good.
Are not representative of who they really are. Really,
I took the under so that they both look terrible.
Yeah, I don't like either of these teams. I hate this game going to be Sunday night because I'm going to be like forced to tune in at least in some form of fashion. Maybe I'll put it on the second TV and I'll put a Disney movie on the.
Oh, come on,
TV.
Really, Jim?
I'll say there's got to be hockey on.
That's right. That petty, Jim? Are you that petty, buddy?
Maybe World Series is on. Look, I hate both these teams so
in a
much.
word, yes.
Yes, I am absolutely. We got a laughter in the comment there. I think Dan.
Game's garbage.
Lastly, because I'm running out of time, Steelers cover and win, and I will take the slightest of overs. So
slight.
Yeah, just slight.
I just played the Vegas number. I have no reason why it's going under. Other than that number feels like you're supposed to take the over.
Bro, it's a good reason why. Steelers team is trash. There you go.
They both stink. They're both garbage.
Stink.
Cam Ward said it best.
We ass,
man. We ass.
So,
all right. I love that.
I'm so glad he's on my dynasty fantasy team. Like that quote alone is keeping him on there for at least 3 years.
We ass.
Give him a couple years. He'll be all right. That team sucks though.
Oh, they stink. They stink out loud.
He'll be fine. I think
he will be fine. But such a
Yes.
it's such a good clip.